Well, there you have it. Of course, let me start by appreciating everyone who got to speak to me on the word on the streets. I remember one guy, I forgot the name, but he's the last person who spoke. He made me, light up. He lightened up my day. He said, I'm okay, and I have a girlfriend. That's Tony. Yes, a great shout out to Tony. Tony, I'm proud of you, my guy. And everyone else. And of course, Humphrey on the camera. Of course, Rehema being there to make me laugh and chase after people. Please talk to us about this. Gadoni, with the editing. And I think all of you guys made that work. You're such a great team. I know I have been hyping this particular part of the interview and part of the show, and it's finally happening, guys. She looks amazing. She looks great. She is actually here to grace the show just like I said it. And if I'm lying, please show her to the people. You can, yeah. Did I lie to you guys? No, I don't lie. WCW is what it is. We talk about real stuff, and she's taking us to another level. And as real as it can get, this is where we get to discuss issues that concern you and I in the most real way. Tiffany Keiko, and a lot of people call her Keiko. She is an American fashion idol, but Mombasa born. So she is home, all right, for that matter. It is so good to have you.
Yes, thank you for having me.
How was your experience getting to the station?
Oh, it was different. We had to walk long ways, and it was very far, but we got here. So we were a little behind, but we got here.
Well, it's one of the largest, or it is the largest university.
Yeah, and it's beautiful.
Thank you.
Yeah, we got on a bike. We were on a motorbike for probably 45 minutes getting here.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well,
But it was good. It was a good experience.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So it's really good to have you.
Thank
A
you.
lot of guys, when we look you up online, we get features of you. So I'm just gonna say them, and we're going to get her expressions on how people online describe her as a top model. They say she has a heart-shaped face. And I was looking forward to seeing the heart-shaped face. And they say a bottom nose. That's her reaction. They say full lips. And doll.
That one I agree with the full
You
lips.
agree with that one. That's the only one you agree with.
That's
And the doll-like features.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there was a story about a girl who used to make doll hair, and now she's doing it for money. But I probably agree with you are beautiful.
Thank you.
And today we're talking about, body shaming, and somebody came in here early, one of my guests who is Miss KU 2019-2020, shifted my vocabulary from body shaming to body positivity. She's a model, and she said there are a lot of things that come with modeling, but we want to just hear from you because now you're a professional model.
Yes. Woo-woo.
First, your journey, getting inspired into modeling and getting into it, and how it's been so far today as a model.
Absolutely. Well,
Yeah.
I've been modeling since I was about 19. So it's had its challenges as far as, just being transparent, my skin color, and then the fact that I was more curvy than the average model. And so sometimes, especially in America, they don't really know what box to put you in. So you have your models that are like a size 0 to 2, and then you have your thicker women who are more curvaceous, who are like 5 to 12, 14, 16. And I don't feel like our opportunities are as open as a size 0 to 2. And then being that I was African American and that I had tattoos, I felt like I was really limited. So it's definitely been a struggle, but I always tell people, like, just be dedicated, just be dedicated. And don't let people, like, tell you what you can or can't do,
Nice. So you have to be dedicated.
Absolutely.
But what we have seen from what you said is that there are actually categories. People are placed in categories based on their body shape, on the body size and all.
Yeah, definitely.
And the people who are locked out because of certain features. But now that is just what it was like for you. Now, what does it take therefore to be a model professionally?
Be dedicated.
That's
and
it.
Don't care about what anybody has to say. I've had unique opportunities. I think I shared this on a show before. Like I did a runway show for Katal very good friend of mine, and I was the only plus size girl in the show, and the rest of the models were like Caucasian, they were white, they were tall, and I was the only one that was like not as tall, African American, and girl, I killed it. So
Oof.
that's why I say don't let anybody tell you anything. You know, so.
So they call for auditions, go anyway. If they say we want
I don't know about go anywhere.
Oh no,
Because they
no.
might tell you no, and your feelings might get hurt. But be persistent.
Be persistent
Yeah.
is the word.
You know how there's that one guy that's persistent, and he just keeps trying and trying, and then one day you're like, I'm just gonna give him a try. Like,
Oh,
be
nice.
like that. Yeah?
Okay, nice. So a lot of people have been talking. You mentioned a lot that you're African American,
Yeah.
and there's a while here where the whole world was looking at America with this hashtag Black Lives Matter, Black Lives Matter. Yeah. How was that situation? How did it affect the modeling industry? At any point in time, how did you feel about it? You know, having to be African American in that particular setup at that time.
Well, you know, I think that was a bad period in America, and it's still happening. I think now we just have social media, which really gives it more exposure. But like I said, from the beginning of time, we've had issues with color and racism.
Yeah.
I'm just glad now that people are actually speaking out about it. But even like I said, as for me, I'm Kenyan and I'm Japanese. So it's hard to put me in a certain category, but I felt like I've always dealt with that, especially being in the modeling industry where a lot of it is ran by Caucasian people. So colored people, I feel like, and I could be wrong, but I feel like our opportunities are not as open, which is not fair. And so sometimes you have to create those opportunities for yourself as well.
But you do feel that this should change?
Yeah, and we have to you have to, like I said, keep being persistent. And I believe that it will change over time. Things take time. Even with the whole Black Lives Matter thing, this has been going on since the beginning of time, but now it's changing because we're bringing awareness to what's going on in our world, you know?
And how do you take the social media, aspect of body shaming? You know, if we get away from the modeling, I know you're on social media, you probably have a Twitter handle and you follow, it could not be on you, but it could be on other people. You probably have a perspective on this one.
I think that, me personally, I think every woman is beautiful.
Nice.
And like, I don't know if you're familiar, her name is Lizzo. She's a pop artist. I could be saying her name wrong. But she's like super curvy, super thick, super plus size, and she loves her body, you know? And I think that we should just be more open to people's shapes and sizes, you know? Who are you to tell somebody if they're beautiful or not, you know?
I like that because we have seen different celebrities, you know, cut down on their weight. I wouldn't mention because they have different reasons. Adele, in the UK, we have the...
And you know, she's actually dropped a lot of weight, right? She dropped weight.
And she actually, according to me, faced bullying. I mean, body shaming at some point. Guys were... And she talks about her journey. Celine Dion, I'm not sure if there was something to it, but she also did drop a lot of weight.
Yeah.
So I felt like the world is putting a certain standard to being a celebrity and how it should look like.
Well, you know, there is pressure because I'm going to be transparent. Like sometimes for me, I'm like, well, maybe I should like tone up a little bit. Maybe I should bring my hips in a little bit. And maybe I should do this, or, you know, I've even sometimes had the thought, like, maybe I should make my skin lighter. I know that sounds crazy, but because you see, like, these girls on Instagram that have, like, 70,000 likes, 75,000, and we're not knowing that secretly they're getting surgeries and they're getting their hips done and their teeth done. And so sometimes you do feel that pressure. And sometimes I look at my pictures and I'm like, well, I could stop eating so much cake. But, you know... It is what it is, so it's okay.
So I like that you're acknowledging that this does happen to you because people for a long time did not realize that body shaming could be actually you against yourself.
Yeah, for sure. If you're not confident within yourself, for sure, definitely.
So people need to change how they think about their bodies as
Yeah.
well. So do you still eat the cake? Anyway,
Girl, I eat cake, I eat ugali, everything.
It doesn't matter, it goes. So a lot of people right now, things like scars, you know, modeling, you've mentioned tattoos and all. So if I have a scar and I want to get into modeling, I know it's somewhere that is really, really, you know, visible and all.
Yeah.
And I really want to do this. You know, besides just the internal work, what else do I need to do? You know, externally, I know there is the internal work, the confidence, the esteem, but as a model, how do I carry up myself anyway to just make sure that anything external, you know, doesn't really get to me with that kind of pressure?
You know, I would say just act like it's not there.
Oh, okay.
Act like it's not there and just be confident. Like, I also believe that people that you work with, they see your personality first and then your beauty is after, right? And if people like you, they'll work with you, you know? So, but even nowadays, we see models that have, I don't know what it's called, where it's like they have skin blotches and like, or they're like blonde hair and they're super white, right?
Okay.
But they're Africans, right? So I think it's just about your uniqueness. Somebody may look at you and say, wow, I really like your look, even if you have a scar or faults. So it goes back to, again, just being confident.
Uniqueness. I
Yeah.
just picked that. You know, your uniqueness. That for me. I'm trying to look at myself right now and I think I'm actually unique in so many ways.
Yeah,
I got
to.
you there.
You have to.
I have to. So right now you're in Kenya and somebody's thinking, wait, tell us she's relocated here.
Oh my gosh.
Are
Everybody.
we overthinking?
No, because Kenya is actually dope. I don't know. I'm still thinking about that because I've been here for some time. So
you're gonna tell us what you're doing here?
it's a secret.
Whoa, let's go on her IG and her Twitter handles, and probably we're gonna find something. All of you who snoop on people that we admire, we're gonna get the information somehow. But what are the future projects like? I have seen something admirable about you. The photo shoot with St. Jude's Children's.
Yes,
Is it a hospital or a home or
so
church?
that was a nonprofit, and it was actually for the youth that were sick. And that was actually one of my best projects that I did because it was so, like, it was just free.
Okay.
I didn't get paid anything to do that, and I think it really inspired the kids too. So yeah, that was for St. Jude's, which is back in America.
So besides just being a model and everything, you do stuff outside this.
Yeah.
And what are you doing for Kenya?
So
For Kenya.
right now, I do a lot of work with like charities, orphanages. My uncle actually has I want to say it's like an orphanage. It's a Christian relief fund. So we do stuff with the kids. That's what we're working on right now because I love children. And then me personally, I'm working on a project. I'm thinking about starting an agency in Kenya. So we'll see how that goes.
We'll see how that goes. So we're keeping tabs with you right here on WCW.
Yes.
When you get a chance, after we see how that goes, you should come back here and tell us how it went.
Yes.
You promised, don't you?
I don't know about promise. No, I'm just kidding.
But
I'm
that's
just
okay.
joking.
So right now, of course, we have a lot of young girls watching you today,
Yeah.
and they probably just want to hear from you. I'm not gonna ask any questions. I'm not going to give any lead questions to it. This is just from you, Tiffany, to a young girl or a young man
Okay.
who's watching this morning, who's battling body shaming. They're either having issues with themselves or are being body shamed right now or are dealing with body shaming. So I'm just going to give you a chance, a minute or two. That camera right there is the viewer, and just interact with them on that basis.
I would just say be confident, and what I hear in my head is just self-love. Spend time pampering yourself. Spend time, and this is a phase that I went through myself. I had to look in the mirror and really tell myself, like, girl, you poppin', girl, you're bomb, you know, because if not, you'll look to other people to give you that validation. So, and then don't get so pressured by social media, like comments, how many likes you have, who's watching you, who's not watching you, because half the time people are just hating anyways. You know, they're watching you, but you don't know that they're watching you. So, yeah, just self-love and look at yourself every day and tell yourself that you're beautiful. Yeah.
I like that. Do I even need to say anything more? I don't have to. I just have to say, self-love, guys. Keep going. Look at yourself in the mirror and say, Anki, you're popping, girl. Tiffany, Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for having
We've loved
me.
this interview. You're straightforward, you're precise, and you are very clear in everything you're saying. We wish you well, and we're so glad you're home.
Thank you. Thank you.
Please keep tabs with us.
Yes, absolutely.
All right, guys. Now that's Tiffany Keiko, and you have heard her journey, her story, what inspires her, and what she believes in. I hope you choose something you believe in for yourself. Do not want to be like her. Just like she said, self-love and be the best version of yourself. Now, guys, this is the end of the launch, but there's still more to come. I have a few minutes to go, so do not go away still.